Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. It is another week has gone by. I can't believe it's Monday again. So let me just share this video before people start jumping on. Hi, Dawn. Hello, Alyssa. Hi, Stormy. Hi, Missy. Where is everyone tuning in from? I would love to know. Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you. I have a new tool, of course, because I don't have enough hair tools. Oh my goodness. Hi from New Jersey. So where is everyone tuning in from? Let me know. And then I also would love to know if you have watched any of my other videos that I've done. I've been doing them every Monday. I think this is part 7 of this series. And I actually started to do this because I have been in the industry a couple decades and just really saw the shifts happening, and of course everything's evolving, but for some reason a lot of people in the beauty industry are just not evolving like they should with things. And so there are some that are really thriving, and then there are some that are really struggling. And I think that a lot of people aren't really sure what to do. But there are a lot of things you can do to move with the shift, and so that's really what I'm passionate about now, is just really working with other professionals. And we actually just created an entire curriculum and system that we can really touch more professionals with. So just being involved in creating that, I did a lot of research and I have a lot of knowledge, I guess, to share. So that's why I started this series, and I'm just going to keep on going as I look up things and read things. And I'm in a lot of beauty groups, and so I see a lot of the struggles that people are having. And so, you know, honestly, I'm just going to keep talking. So if you know anyone that you think would benefit from any of these videos or any of these sessions that I'm having, I do the live videos every Monday here on my personal Facebook timeline. And then I do put them on YouTube eventually. I do write an entire blog post with all of my notes that I have, just so that the information is there and you can share that, because it can make a difference in a lot of lives. So enough about that today. Today we are talking about the world of influence, global social media stars redefining the beauty industry. And what do you think that's about? You know, if you think about it, the beauty industry has experienced a radical shift in the last 5 years thanks to Instagram and YouTube. So those of you that are in the industry, you know that's a huge thing. That really changes things with, as far as the makeup world. You think of all of a sudden everybody's a makeup artist, and everyone's sharing their knowledge of, you know, how to do makeup and what products are good. And that's where consumers are getting all of their information. And from a hair standpoint, it's the same thing. All of a sudden everybody's a hairstylist. People are showing people how to color their hair at home, not necessarily always giving good information. And, you know, it's affecting both sides of that industry. But the really interesting thing about it is it really has to do with the millennials, you know, because they are coming to age, and they really have an effect on consumer habits. You know, and this all, I've covered diversion, I've covered the way distribution has changed, I have covered, you know, how brands are now getting their retail out using Amazon and eBay. You know, I've covered all of that. And, you know, it makes sense when you think about all all of the statistics when it comes to Instagram and YouTube. You know, we all know that traditional marketing has become obsolete. You know, and social media really has invaded our lives. And millennials really know how to use that. I mean, even my boys, you know, they know how to use Snapchat. They just know, like, they just pick something up and they instantly know how to do it. And so they are in charge with, like, their fresh ideas, perspectives, values, and ambitions. So they're really driving really the trends with the industry, you know, because we've just taken a huge hit with that. So what's really interesting to know is that, hi Sarah, is that a lot of bigger brand companies, they really didn't know how to deal with this. You know, so all of a sudden, overnight, this started to change really the way that companies were getting their retail out there. You know, and both of them, I mean, YouTube and Instagram, and now, I mean, even Kylie Jenner on Snapchat, you know, just promoting her makeup line and using that. And, you know, it really is like a platform for anyone to rise to stardom and become an expert on their topic, you know. And so even when I was behind the chair a lot more, I would have clients come to me and, you know, tell me some information that they heard on a YouTube video and, you know, think that I'm wrong because I don't agree with always the information. And so it's really interesting how, you know, you can be in someone's lives for a long time and they still don't trust you because they saw it on YouTube and they're like, well, on YouTube, you know, they did this. And so it really, yeah, it's really interesting how that has changed things. Okay, so they, all of these consumers too, if you look at the statistics, like tween and teen consumers are now buying like higher quality products because they know what they want. They have access to it because with e-commerce, you know, taking charge of how we get the products out there, they're able to get those products. So they're spending more money than they were, you know, when I was that age because they can. So the customer's role today, if you look at it, it's dramatically different than before Instagram. All right, so what it's really doing is it's breaking the boundaries between brands and people, allowing for outside voices to be heard. And I wrote this whole article, which is why I'm reading it, because I don't want to like get off track like I usually do. So what it's really done is it's created a dialogue and empowered young entrepreneurs to fill newly discovered voids in what had previously seemed like an oversaturated segment. And that's just meaning that cosmetics, again, it was an oversaturated segment with some of the bigger brands out there. But now what's happened is that smaller brands have adapted to using this platform to market their products, whereas a lot of the bigger brands are like, we don't even know how to deal with this kind of change, and they really did see an effect in their sales. So one thing that I like to mention is that the cosmetics line that I actually educate for is Motives by Lauren Ridinger. And Lauren Ridinger is just a marketing genius, and what she did was she saw this shift and she decided that she was going to start an Instagram project. And so what she did was she reached out to certain influencers and said, you know what, can I just send you some of my products? Can you try it? Do honest reviews, you know, let people know if you like it or you don't. And, you know, if you could create some looks with it, we would love it, because she saw the power of that. And this was before really anyone else was doing this. And she just took it upon herself to do that. And what was really interesting is it took our brand to millions of followers, like pretty much within a short period of time. And at that time, a lot of other brands were like, oh my gosh, what is going on with Motives Cosmetics? Because the great thing about it is Motives Cosmetics is exclusive, so it cannot be found in stores. And if somebody wants to order Motives Cosmetics, they actually give all of those customers and sales out to the professionals or people trained that we work with. You know, salons, spas that have accounts. The company does not keep any of those sales. Whereas other companies that started to do it, they actually keep those sales. So huge difference in, and that's the only company that I am aware of that does that. So by her doing that, that was actually a really amazing thing for all of us that actually use Motives Cosmetics, because we got customers out of that, and those customers are continually, they're continually ordering products. So, it was great. And so when you think of social media, it's all about creating communities of people who can interact with each other, interact with brands, let brands know what they want and what they don't want. And so that has really changed the landscape, and it's continuing to change. There's always going to be platforms that are coming up, even just using live video. Hi, Denise. Hi, Kathy. I can see you all joining me. So, what do you guys think about that? Do you utilize social media to build you as a brand, as a professional? Because if you're not, what other way are you going to build your brand? Things like traditional marketing, like, newspaper ads or yellow book ads, or gosh, even having like a radio commercial. I mean, that is the kind of stuff that really doesn't work anymore. And so, a lot of salons that I work with, they're like, well, it's really hard for me to manage all this social media stuff while I'm behind the chair and doing all that. And, yeah, of course it is, which is why we actually do have a program that helps with social media and helps with that, because at the end of the day, who has time for that? And hi, Joan. And also, even just having a website, having that website presence, but what's really interesting is a lot of brands were not actually set up to have like an e-commerce worldwide. And when you look at the statistics of global beauty sales, it's huge. I mean, United States right now is the largest in the world, but when you look at all the other countries and how fast they're growing, with beauty sales, it's actually really, really pretty interesting. And so really the goal is, and I do teach this, is when you have a brand or a salon or, whatever it is, you want to build those followers that become your sounding board, because if they have a really good experience or they get a really good product, they're going to talk about it. They're going to share that with their friends. And so obviously referral is a great way to also get your brand out there and your salon known. Or even you as a makeup artist or whatever it is you are, it can really go against all or across all boards. So what I thought was really interesting is that because a lot of these brands weren't set up for e-commerce, they actually are just going right to the platforms like Amazon and eBay, because those platforms are already built to get their brand out there. Does that make sense? So in one of the articles I read, they were like, yeah, we knew that it was going to irritate the retailers, but at this point in time, that's the only way that we can grow and get more money. So, they're basically saying we don't care about either the salons or, the retail establishments that are the ones who were retailing us, because we know now that we can just bypass them and go directly to the consumer. So that was really interesting. So I want to bring an example to you because maybe people don't realize the effect that it does have on the market. So has anyone heard of Huda Beauty? Because she actually is one of the most well-known influencers out there. And she actually began producing online beauty content just in 2010. So why I say just 2010 is because at that time, her goal was to become the biggest beauty blogger in the Middle East and launch a namesake brand in that area. So since she launched Huda Beauty, she was once a finance exec, so she didn't really have a lot of background in the beauty industry, but she did go to school for makeup artistry when she decided that she was going to do this. So I do have to give her a plug for that. And since then, she has more than 20 million followers on Instagram. 20 million followers. And she is ranked #1 on the 2017 Influencer Instagram Rich list. She is earning $18,000 for each post of sponsored content. Let me say that again. She is earning $18,000 for each post of sponsored content. And she was also declared one of the 10 most powerful influencers in the world of beauty by Forbes magazine. So that's why companies are like, you know what? We would rather, pay these influencers to brand our products. We don't need the smaller people to do it anymore. And obviously it's working for them if they're going to pay her that much per post. I mean, I had to read that a couple times. I'm like, what? She gets that much. So what's happened since then is a lot of that's the goal of so many people. They're like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to start an Instagram account and I'm just going to do really good makeup and hope that a brand finds me and starts giving me free product. And then through that, hopefully the brand starts giving me, usually it's 1 or 2% of, if people go through their link. And then after that, then what they're going to do is they're going to try to get as big as, her. But a lot of people are doing that now. When she started doing that, it was a new thing. And there are a list. I mean, if you actually look up the list, there are hundreds of considered most influential, people. And that is all over the world. So it makes sense to me why that's shifting. And then when you look at e-commerce, with that being last week, I actually talked about e-commerce being the way that people buy their cosmetics and beauty care products now. That is the most popular way to buy it. So that leads me to tell you that if you don't have an e-commerce platform for people to get your products from your salon or spa, then again, you're missing the boat. So my whole point of that is these are some of the things that we help you with, and we give you a platform where you can do that. It's already built up. You get your own URL. And so that right there is it's a small piece of what we do, but yet it's a very valuable piece on what we do because, again, you don't have to stock the products. You get your own website. I went through all of the features last week, even really not even all of them, but all of the reasons why you would want to have that kind of platform. But we can all agree that e-commerce isn't going anywhere, right? E-commerce is only going to be growing and getting bigger and bigger. And so that's why I feel like if people aren't starting to evolve with it, it's just they're going to get more and more frustrated. All right. So tell me what you think about all that. I hope that really makes sense, but I could probably go on and on and on about this. But I'm really trying to keep these short and sweet so that people don't get bored with me because, it is Monday. People are still waking up. They're still drinking their coffee. I'm already drinking water. But yeah. So tonight, I wanted to let you guys know that I am going to be interviewing one of my good friends. I call her my partner in crime because we have done some really fun things together. But I'm going to be interviewing Jacqueline Menconi about why this platform has helped her, why she chose to work with us. And she is a professional makeup artist out of New York City. And she does mostly film and television, makeup, but she also does bridal. She's actually very talented and does a lot. And so we thought it would be fun if I would interview her and just share with some of the reasons why she has chosen to work with us in our platform. And we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep bringing professionals and even non-professionals that have decided to pursue a career in beauty, because it's not just professionals that are taking advantage of this billion-dollar industry. And so keep following what we're doing, keep sharing what we're doing, and because I know that this is a game changer for the beauty industry, and I know that there are, I'm going to say thousands, but there are thousands and thousands of people that, you know, we can help with what we have, because it is an industry changer and nobody else is doing it. So if you want more information on that, you can email me. It's just my first name, leigh.raeder, R-A-E-D-E-R, @gmail.com, or private message me, or make sure to follow my page. I put information out there. I try to put information out there as many places as I can to get to as many people as I can. So let me know what you liked about today, and I will see you all next Monday. Thank you.